DJ Tony Cullis, owner of Standing Ovation Entertainment and Ideal Weddings with DJ Tony Cullis. You can find me at facebook.com/Tony L. Goings or on Instagram at instagram.com/DJ Tony Cullis. But right now, you are tuned into the BRI, Black Research Institute, with the niggas, Denoris Wilson.
You deserve a standing ovation.
In the Black American reality, the people are presented with representations of real-life kings and queens through the medium of the Black Research Institute, BRI. These are their stories.
From Universal Success Consulting, and you're watching Black Research Institute with Denoris Wilson. Peace, love, and light.
Hi guys, my name is Sydney Nicole, founder and CEO of Godly Luxury, and you are watching BRI, Black Research Institute with Denoris Wilson. I think you're going to like this. Enjoy.
Welcome. You are now in tune to the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute. So welcome everybody to the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute, where I limited the sky. See, I try to merge entertainment with information, and the icing on the cake is a dope conversation. Ain't no time for the faking, debating, or the hating. I'm trying to hip you all to the moves they be making. They all struggle, but still find a way to make a way. Fight back, count stack, stay black all day. So I seek to supply you all with inspiration, with information to remedy our present situation by showing you examples of Black royalty, and you never have to question my intent of loyalty. We're moving forward with the strength that's supremely kinetic. We're confident, Black, unapologetic. Instilling self-love is what really we hope, but no doubt about it, Black people, we dope. We real dope. We are really dope, and we need to understand that and take pride in that dopeness. And tonight I have another dope individual. Man, being a graphic artist, you get exposed to a lot of different people, man. But there's one characteristic that stands out with the successful ones, the ones that carry on. And that's like the meticulous way that they go about doing their business, right? Like how they cross their T's, dot their I's, make sure everything is, the way it's supposed to be before they even step out and do anything. And this individual, she was, I met her years back. And she was like that in the profession that she was practicing back then, which was event planning. And she was just meticulous about what she wanted, how she wanted it. And the road that she's taking now, man, we had a conversation on Saturday. I was telling her, I was like, if you are a good event planner or good promoter, you'll be a good politician, right? Like you will be a good politician because people gravitate towards you for whatever the reason is. Whatever you're doing, people like it and they participate in it. whatever their reason is, everyone got different reasons why they do certain things. But for the most part, people gravitate to the events that certain people have, right? And in politics, isn't that what that's about? Like people with similar ideas come together. So this next young lady, she's running for Burlington City Council. She's a candidate. And as you know, the BRI, we're not a religious platform or political platform. And although this particular segment or this particular episode have political overtones, there are social significance that are involved with this particular episode, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But there are social significance, so it's just not political. So without further ado, the next person that you see on the scene would be me and Miss Dejuana Bigelow.
Hi guys, it's Shermeen, the Sensuous Author Cook, and you can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Shermeen, Chermean, Sensuous Author Cook. But right now, you guys are tuned into BRI, Black Research Institute, with Negus Denoris Wilson.
Okay, and we're back. So introducing, ladies and gentlemen, Burlington City Council candidate, Dejuana Bigelow. Hey, Dejuana, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited. I am very excited and humbled. Thank you for sharing your platform with me.
Oh, no, thank you for agreeing. We go way back, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I told you when you first started this journey, I said, I'm proud of you, right? Like, I'm very proud of you.
Correct.
But you wasn't expecting none of this, though.
No. This was definitely not the journey that I started. It's definitely a higher purpose and a higher calling to be where I am today.
Okay, hold on, though. We're going to talk about the journey. But I'm talking about you wasn't expecting this presentation.
Oh, no, and it was phenomenal. I love it. It was phenomenal, brother. You got it going on. Everything was very professional. I'm just loving it.
Look at your daughter. But listen, so before we start the interview, it's customary. Hello. It's customary that I ask you a couple of questions before we start, right?
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so the first question is, are you being safe?
Absolutely. That's the number one goal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the next question is, are you happy?
I am. I have definitely had some struggles, as you already know, since I announced, that I was going to run and I signed up, I lost practically my whole family. So I'm happy, but to be honest, I'm still grieving, and I won't deny that.
Okay. Well, as long as you're happy, so we can start this interview. So even though we met and we go way back, we never really got really acquainted.
Correct.
Right? Like it was always business. It was just it was always business, right? So tell me and the other people who are listening who Dejuana Bigelow is.
First, I am a mother. That is my first priority. I am a married woman. I am married to the love of my life, Mr. Bigelow. We are, he and I both were born and raised here in Burlington, North Carolina. We both graduated from nearly like a 90% Black school here, Cummings High School. I'm sure you've heard of that. Yeah. We're both Cavaliers. But to the depth of who I am, I love my people, the same as you. I recognize that there is a fight. I recognize that there has been a long journey and that we can't give up now.
Right.
I would consider myself awoke.
Awoke? Okay.
Very conscious to what's happening in the political realm, in the social realm, and just what's happening, what's affecting our people, and those goals and things that we have all had for generations. I want to see that come to pass. I still have that dream, like MLK.
I know that's right. The things that affect us, right? And let me tell you why it's so hard to point out. Because they're really small. Right? Like and when I mean small, it's like it's the difference between taking this fresh milk to this part of the city and taking this old milk to this part of the city. It's still milk. You can still drink it. It's that subtle, right? Like it's that subtle. So, like when you're picking at the things that you actually see, then you're picking at the wrong things.
Yes.
Right. Like if you see something, then you're really picking at the wrong things, because whatever you see has a deeper.
Absolutely.
It goes deeper. It just came to the surface, but it goes a lot deeper. So that's why I admire you going into the political realm, right? Because I believe politics, people think it's tricks or whatever. I believe politics is mathematics. I believe it's mathematics. You have a particular number of constituents that you are responsible for, right? And you look out for the best interest for those particular constituents, right?
Correct.
Not the whole, just those constituents. Right? And if everybody looked out for their constituents and not trying to look out for the whole, it would be better off, because it would be like pieces of the pie. But,
I feel that.
But you got some politicians that want the whole pie, right? They want the whole pie. So when you initially, because on Saturday we had a conversation and I heard you speak to a gentleman. You said that I got my bones. This particular guy, right? So I don't know if he wouldn't mind, but could you mention his name? And
sure.
Okay.
I'm quite sure that he would not mind. His name is Pastor Kendall McBroom. Yes, he's a very, very young man. I think Kendall may be maybe now 27. He is a pastor in High Point. But Kendall, before becoming a pastor, he was at school at Duke in divinity school, and he actually ran for Burlington City Council. And he made it through the primaries. After that, someone that he and I mutually knew called me, and they're like, "Hey, we almost got him in there, but he needs some Dejuana on his promo team. Can you help us, see him through?" And I was like, what? I throw parties and events, and I don't know how I can help this brother. I'm totally behind this, because I was unaware at the time that this very young brother was stepping out there and was actually running on behalf of our community for city council. So I was definitely 100% supportive, but I just didn't know how I was going to bridge that gap between my, the party scene and then the promotion of an actual candidate. At the time, but lo and behold, I jumped in, and Kendall came very close. I think Kendall lost that year by 1%. So it was amazing. It was the first canvassing, the first all of the whole politics things.
But do you see what I mean about? I think politics is mathematics.
Of course,
because you described his loss in a percentage, in a mathematical term.
I did, didn't I?
In a mathematical term. You didn't say, he lost by, a whole lot of people. You did it because if you know what the amount, you can tweak.
Absolutely.
Like, what the amount, you can tweak. Okay, how did we go wrong? So you got your bones with Pastor McBroom, right?
Correct.
Now, during that time, did you get an itch?
I already had an itch for change. I already had my nonprofit. I had first established Women Empowering Women in 2014. So I was already conscious and awoke and knew that there was something in me that I could use to lift others or to educate others. I knew that. So once I was excited about Kindle because I wanted people that we can actually come to and talk to that understands us in our community and that has power. To make those changes. So that was the itch at that point. Let's get this brother in office. You know, we have not had a brother since like the 1970s when the first African-American male did win city council for Burlington. He was a Democrat. We had not had anybody else since then. That was not even my time, but that's my mother and my auntie's generation. And that's one thing that they're proud of, right? So in the back of my mind is 2014, and I'm thinking like we can make this happen. I believe we can. We can, connect these bridges. So that was the itch at that point. Let's get him in there. Let's make some moves, Kendall.
You know, it is a travesty for anyone to go through their life, their entire life, and not have someone like them somewhere in power to represent them.
Oh, yes.
That's a travesty.
But look how long it's been going on.
But what I'm saying, but it's a travesty nonetheless, right?
Correct.
Right? So when did your itch to throw your hat in the ring?
If we're gonna be all the way honest, I was actually approached last year. And they were somebody that admired my community work and my service that I have been, doing for here in Alamance County for at least almost 10 years now, probably. They had seen me do a lot. They seen me put events together. They, had just watched me and they was like, Dejuana, like, this is like, I think that you should run. Mm-hmm. And I was like, run for what? My response was, I'm not a politician. I love my people. I do what I do because it's the right thing to do. But then once another person actually called me as well, and he broke it down and he explained like, Dejuana, you won't be silenced. Yeah, you'll be maybe a little slow in your response, but listen, you will have a vote. It's no more begging beg the mayor, begging city council to meet the community needs. You'll actually be a part of that panel, that group, and you will actually have a voice. And that's what made me say yes. That's when the itch begun.
Okay. So why city council? Why not mayor?
Well, for me, it's that I've worked with the city council and the mayor here in Burlington. I am very, very fond of Ian Baltutis. He's a young brother that actually got in the year that I was helping Kindle. Ian became the mayor here, and it just was not my calling. I feel like right now was for mayor. I really wanted to, and then also let me say, even Burlington residents don't really understand the difference between our mayor and our government and the way that it's set up versus New York. Our mayor does not have that power and that 8-hour job, 8 to 12-hour job like most cities do. So he is only one vote too. So let's make that very clear. He's only one vote. He needs the city council to back anything that he does. He needs 3 people with 2 others to agree with him. So that's why I chose council.
Okay, so because either or, both of you got 1 vote. That's it.
Exactly. Correct. Okay.
Now, what exactly does a city councilman do or person do? What are the responsibilities? Like, what's the job description?
Well, the first thing is that, financially, they are over all the money here in Burlington. They cover the budget. They tell you what's to be allotted to different scenarios, whether it be roads, whether it be building something new on this side of town or that side of town, fixing potholes, businesses coming in, grant money for the city. They are like the masterminds of where all the economics of the city goes and grows.
Okay. Do you get paid?
They're over the police department too. You know, you have your chief of police with the police department, and then you have your city manager and your city council. And together, well, the city manager does not have a vote, but that city council, you know, tells you what's going to go to the police department, you know, what type of training is going to go here, and that they're the overseer of the whole entire city, including the police department.
Okay.
And local governments.
Okay. Do you get paid?
You do. It's very minimal. We could definitely make more money in one party. Just throwing an event one time, you could definitely make more money.
And the reason why I said that is because even that right there is by design.
Yes, because if you don't have it, you cannot. Yeah,
like even that right there. So when you think about it, right? Okay, so city council is probably the most important body of legislation or government any city can have, right?
Correct.
So city council, right, is probably the most important part of a city's government. Yeah, the members of that particular council get paid the least of everybody.
Very, very. I think it may be about $8,000 a year or something, between $8,000 and $10,000 a year.
But do you know why that is?
Absolutely, because it definitely keeps me out and younger people out who have to work a job and that need to prepare for their pay for their houses and things like that. You know, I think it's more geared to somebody that's already financially stable. They're retired. They've already made their money. That's how I feel here.
No, I think it's reverse psychology. I think it's if this is what you really want to do, it don't matter how much you get paid.
And that's another way to look at it too. That's why I'm here. So that's why, even though I don't make any, it's definitely not going to, really increase my finances. I'm definitely not going to, come up off of being a representative for the city of Burlington. But however, is that important to me?
But this is
a job.
This is the exact reason why teachers don't get paid a lot.
Correct.
They want people teaching our kids who want to be teaching our kids and not for money. That's all it really is. They want people teaching our kids who actually have the heart to be teaching our kids. It has nothing to do with money. That's why they would never.
That. I do respect that, but at the same time, your teacher should not be worrying about how she's going to pay her Duke Power bill. And she's taking care of our children. But so
I totally agree. I totally agree with you. But what I'm saying is the psychology behind it, right? Like the psychology behind it, because it's the same reason why they haven't raised minimum wage to $15 across the country.
Correct.
Because if you have to work, you're gonna work
for whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So it's just a psychology of it, right? So that's why I when I asked you why not mayor, I was asking you that because you have some people that go into politics and they automatically like, whatever the highest position is in that city, that's what they're shooting for, and they have no political experience at all.
Correct.
Right now, what I do know about politics is mathematics, and it's about alliances. It's about people you align with who are trying to do similar things, who have a little bit more connections with you. You have a little bit more connections with than they have, and y'all bring them together and y'all make things happen.
That's it.
Right? Like,
yeah.
And that's exactly what a party promoter does. A party promoter goes and gets the club, and then goes and gets the act and bring them together and make it happen. That's exactly what a party promoter does.
All
That's
negotiation, everything in between. But at the end of the day, it's just finding a way to be able to work together to make this thing happen and how we both can benefit. Absolutely. I never thought of it that way until you actually mentioned that. That's a great analogy.
Listen, while you were doing those party promotions, D, you were in college. You were in college. You were getting your PhD for this right here, right now. That's what you were doing. You were getting
yes,
your PhD.
sir. I do believe that. Bless you.
Hey, because when I see you, and don't get me wrong, I've never seen you other than how I see you right now. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, I've never seen you other than just upright and respectful and laughing and everything, right?
Correct.
But when you get in them chambers, that's a different type of face you gotta put on, man. You gotta put on a different type of face in them chambers.
Talk about it, brother. That's probably the hardest part. It's not probably even winning, trying to get this win is, the aftermath. Absolutely.
Yeah. You gotta put on and don't get me wrong, I understand. I mean, if you're a doctor at home, you're one way, but when you go to that hospital, you got your white coat on.
Mm-hmm. Running things, yeah.
You got your white coat on. It's all about business, right? And that's just not the clothes you have on. That's the attitude that you have. Mm-hmm. The mindset that you have. Mm-hmm. Okay, here I'm a doctor, and I'm gonna conduct myself as. So when you get in them chambers, you're a politician, right? And I know you're gonna win, and I know you're gonna win. I know you're gonna win. Listen, I have a she's a friend now, but I worked her campaign up in Virginia.
Okay.
And I told her, like, I know you're gonna win, right? Like, you're gonna win. And she won. So I know you're gonna win. Like, that, don't worry about it, right? I'm just telling you this. Make sure on your marketing budget, you got me.
Come on now. I got you. Only us, right? That's that dope side. We always connecting. We're gonna connect and make sure that part is out there.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, because you're gonna have one. You're gonna have a marketing budget. You're gonna have one. I know that. So in essence, I wanted to interview you because hopefully the people who are in your particular voting district, some people will see this interview. I'm gonna re-air it all the way up until voting night. I'm gonna re-air it all.
I need it.
No, you don't. But I needed you coming on the BRI more than you needed the BRI interviewing you. Trust me. Trust me. So now that you told us what city council does, once you win, what are you gonna do?
The same thing. You have your goals and I have mine. Affordable housing is very big to me. I'm sure that you're well aware that since COVID has hit, the prices have skyrocketed. I know it can't just be Alamance County because I see it on the news. I see it all over the world. You have people being forced out of their homes because they now cannot afford the new rent on the properties that they've been renting, or they've lost their job and they have to relocate. And then now, guess what? A one bedroom that's really about $500 is now $1,500. So that's very big. So just knowing my goals and getting in and, finding those ways to communicate and seeing what other board members want to do, listening a lot. I think once elected, the first thing I want to do is just listen and learn, right? But just learning how to deal with each one of them is going to be very big to me when I first come in. Knowing who my team members are and kind of what their expectations are and what their visions are for Burlington, and then trying to find a way to connect that with what I see and what the community wants for Burlington. Still business, it's still business.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. So you did all your schooling in Burlington, right?
Yes, besides my degree. Yes. Elementary, middle school, high school, yes, here in Burlington.
Where did you get your degree from?
The University of Phoenix, online.
Okay, online. Okay,
yes.
So, but all your traditional schooling was in Burlington, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the major shift in your life was probably when you went to Central School. Did you go to a Central School, or did you go from elementary to junior high?
Yes, elementary, junior high, then high school.
Okay, so your major shift was junior high, right? Because even though you went to school with some people that you was in elementary school with, now there are new people in this junior high.
Correct.
So the same feeling that you had when you initially went to that junior high, you stepped back, you observed, you hung out with the people you knew, but those new people, I had to make sure what they was about before I, do that once you get in the chamber.
Bingo.
Right? Do that once, because you're gonna be in there, and once you're in there, once you're in there, I tell your husband y'all owe me a dinner because I predicted it.
We got you.
I predicted it. So your platform, you want to do affordable housing.
Yes.
You want to concentrate on affordable housing. Is there anything else that in particular?
Absolutely. I probably should have said first was representation. There is a whole entire sector of our city that has been left out for several generations. Right now, everybody that's on our city council here in Burlington, they're all white and they all live in West Burlington, which is the, more of the well-to-do area here in Burlington. Okay. So that in itself tells you that it's a whole nother part of their community, different parts of their community that they just don't understand, that they just don't relate with. And maybe that they're willing to do some things, but they just can't fathom really what the need is, or they don't want to, it's just like, if you don't live here, how can you tell me about it? Okay.
So this is the thing. So city council, you don't vote for those in districts. It's just,
we do not have districts. No, 2021, Burlington does not have districts. And I think that is where we are educating the community. Greensboro, yes, that they have districts. I'm sure Durham probably has districts. All of those progressive areas around us, they have districts to make sure that they have representation from every part of their community. Burlington does not have districts here in 2021, and that's why our entire council lives on the other side of town, and they're all white. When in fact, I think it's 46% of Burlington is minorities, but our council does not reflect that.
Okay, so I hate getting into politics. I hate it, but
it's crazy to know that, right? Yeah, people don't like, and to be honest with you, it's amazing how many people don't realize that other counties and other cities, like, y'all, we are behind.
But that's it. But once again, though, it goes back to my initial premise. The things that need to be changed are so subtle. Mm-hmm. They're so subtle. Like, they're real. Like, for example, to make sure that all the candidates on the city council are not from one district or not from one area, why not have wards? Why not have districts? Why not have, like, that's simple.
What happens when you do that, though, right?
But what I'm saying is that's a simple fix. Mm-hmm. Now, this is my thing.
Sounds simple.
No. It really is simple. It really is simple. But this is because I know most of those people that on that board, they may not be Einstein intelligent, but they intelligent.
Oh yeah,
They know,
absolutely.
they know
Absolutely.
exactly what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
They may not have created it, but they benefiting from it.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right? They may. So, and their excuse is, well, this is the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the system. But to me, a politician is supposed to do right, even if it means changing the system.
Correct. And that is definitely my plan. Another thing I'll throw out there at you, since we're talking about how Burlington does not have districts. So that's why we have that disproportionate amount of lack, on the board as far as people of color, even female. We only have one white female that's on our board, and the rest are all males, all over 60, maybe even 70. But they're older gentlemen, seasoned, I'll say. Excuse me, I shouldn't call them older, but seasoned gentlemen, and just one female. Also, we are the only city around us within Alamance County that actually does a primary. Like right now, Gibsonville, Graham, everything around us is also going to be voting on the 2nd of November, right? They're running for city council, same positions, mayor. Guess what? They didn't have a primary. Burlington had a primary. So technically, I've already had to, I've had to work twice as hard as, my counterparts and other people around in my neighborhood, in my county. One of my closest friends, he's running for Gibsonville for alderman. Basically, the same thing as city council. Guess what? He's been like chilling, taking his time. He's waiting on November. I had to go a little harder, grind, and make sure that by October that we were well informed and people in Burlington knew I was running. Technically, it makes you wonder, why is Burlington having a primary?
No, it don't. Listen, I don't care where you are. You can be at the city council of a city that's got 2,000 people in it, right? To run for office takes money.
It doubled up on my money. They have no idea, but a primary costs money.
It takes money, right? So,
yes,
okay, so boom, I'm Gibsonville. I may only have 3,500 people.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I only have 3,500 people. Even if you win the mayor of Gibsonville, what did you win?
Right. True.
No offense to Gibsonville. I'm just saying, right? So
they're just smaller, yes. That's a fact.
But Burlington,
largest city in Alamance County,
is a different beast, right? It's a different beast. So if it's the largest city, that means what? Coming into that city hall or that city chamber is a lot more money, a whole lot more money.
Correct.
Right, a lot more money that has to be divided and shifted out. Right now, to keep people that you don't want in the chambers out, you set up systems to where they don't even get close to the chamber.
Man,
right?
Same thing has been happening for generations. Correct.
Because if you have a primary, you got to spend that money. Now, sometimes you don't even want to win your primary because you understand that now I got to spend more money, right? Just to do the race.
More time, yeah.
You got to raise money. Like it's all a racket, but you made it though, right?
Correct. I was talking to some of the candidates that you probably met the other day, and they were saying, talking about just yard signs and how we as people of color had to be, inventive and innovative this year to figure out how to get ourselves out there, right? But it came down to the quantity. One lady's like, I bought 100. My other friend is like, I got 200. I was like, y'all, I had to buy 600. They was like, what 600 signs? They was like, I was struggling over my, 50 and 100 and 200 signs. Like, I can't imagine, Dejuana. I said, yeah, I have 600 signs out here.
And listen, it's math. I keep telling you, it all goes back to math.
And my team is phenomenal. I'm gonna tell you, every successful person has a strong team, and my team, I really have a solid team.
I listen. I bet you do, but it's still math, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's still because why do you think when they like the presidential elections? Why do you think they count how much money they spent or how much money they raised? Because depending on how much money you spend, that like put this way, I would imagine if you spend $20 million on a campaign, you'll probably reach about 150, 200 million Americans. Right? That's big money. Now I don't know how many people are in Burlington. What is it, about
50,000?
50,000? 50,000. So now, what they say is for marketing, you should put out 10% of what the capacity is, right?
Correct.
Right. So 50,000, you should have, if you would have put out 5,000, whatever, whether it be yard signs combined with flyers, combined with internet posts, whatever.
Oh yeah, we did. We did.
And that's why you, and
the
that's
math
why
has been,
because you got your message out to more people. It ain't really so much the quantity, but it's just now more people are exposed to you. And they get to make a decision. Whereas if they ain't exposed to you, they can't make a decision.
Correct.
Right. So you got to expose them to you. And that's what I seen your little yard signs when I went up there to see my daughter. I saw them. I was like, that's the promoted right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the you. And the thing is, people actually allowed you to put those in their yard because see, that right there is endorsement within itself.
I am forever grateful. I mean, my campaign manager was like, Dejuana, like I've never seen a candidate, have 300 requests in 2 days for their signs just by simply saying who wants a sign. She was like, this is just like, she's still just like floored by that. She could not believe it.
Okay.
So the support, those people who have endorsed me by doing small things, to them it's called small things, but to me it means everything. But just by putting that sign out there, yes, they have pushed the message further, and I'm forever grateful.
Okay. So when do they vote? Next Tuesday, right?
Next Tuesday is on. That's it. We made it through the primaries. And now, so it was 6 of us running for Burlington City Council. On October the 5th, we had our primary race where 2 fell off. So we're down to 4. And I did play second out of 6 with 2 seats available.
So you play second.
I played second, man. It was just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It's a done deal. Okay, so now let's talk numbers because we always talking math, right?
I love it.
Let's talk numbers. How many Black people in Burlington?
Well, we know that 47% is African. Is minority. Of that, so that's already what of that. I would say at least 15,000 of them has to be, of that 25,000 of minorities has to be Black. Okay, I would think.
Okay, of course. Well, I don't know. I don't know. The Hispanics are heavy up in there.
They are like we are about. Yeah, you're right. You're right. They haven't gotten us yet. I don't think it's close. Yes,
but close. They're heavy. Yeah, real heavy. But okay, so 15,000. So out of that 15,000, you possibly have a good 8,000 that are eligible to vote.
Correct.
All right. So Burlington, the city of Burlington. Anybody out there from Burlington, I need you to listen to this. If you are of voting age, I am not going to tell you who to vote for, but Dejuana, who should they vote for?
Vote Bigelow.
Vote Bigelow. Vote
Bigelow.
And listen. And listen. And anyone who doesn't vote, don't complain.
Yep. Don't call
Right?
me. If something's going on, don't call me. I'm just playing.
So, do you feel confident though?
I do. But just like the primaries, I'm going to be honest. I'm still a black woman. I'm still a woman. I'm still a black woman. To win means I'll be the first. So, of course, those things are still in the back of my mind. The fact that it's never been done.
Now, that's the social aspect of this, ladies and gentlemen, that I was talking about earlier. If this young lady succeeds, which I am predicting that she will succeed in becoming Burlington City Council member, she will be the first minority female to ever set foot on that council. Mm-hmm. If you're in Burlington and you want to be a part of history and you are of voting age, then if you're going to make history, then you have to vote Bigelow. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to be able to make history.
Mm-hmm. That's the only way. I like that. I'm going to use that tonight probably. That's the only way to make history. Like, which side you going to be on? I love it. It's the only way. Mm-hmm. No business mind. I'm always thinking that's really it. Yeah, you're going to be a part of history.
You can't be stealing my stuff, though.
It's gone. It's mine. It's gone. I'm using that tonight. Not tomorrow, but tonight.
But it's been a pleasure. It's been a real pleasure, man. I had some sad news today, and you really took my mind off of it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, but listen, I'm proud of you. Very proud of you. And
I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. And
this fits you 100%. Even though we've always had a business relationship, I will still never forget the first time I met you. I was coming to get some flyers done, me and like 2 other people, but still the community and our people was a long subject of our conversation. So, please continue to give more of you, especially to our brothers, younger brothers. They need that. Now, I think that part that you give is the difference. And we need more of that, whether it's daddy, whether it's uncle, whether it's cousin, grandpa, whoever, they need that. Which is like is shrinking.
Okay.
Very much so.
I try, to do whatever it is that I can.
It's in you.
So before I let you go, there are 3 questions that I have to ask you.
Let's do it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so tell me, what are you doing to push the culture forward?
Here we are. It's trying to get our first African-American woman elected here in Burlington. That's pushing our culture to show that we can do it, that our voices are loud, even here in a southern state, Bible state, little old Alamance County. Even though it's taken 2021 years, it shows that we are here. It's possible. It's hope. That's how you spread the culture. When my daughter, her friends see a black woman, in these positions of leadership, they then know that they can. The same way I seen other women and knew that I could, who were black women or, minority women I seen doing things. And that's how you push culture to me. So that's the first thing. I think staying true, because just like you said in the beginning, people believe that politics is just politics is just money, it's just whatever. It's no realness, no genuine people inside of politics. I promised my husband one thing when I asked him about running. And what did he think? Well, excuse me, he asked me one thing. He said, I'm gonna ride with you, but I just have one request, and that's don't let it change you. You are perfect the way you are. Your heart is right. I'm behind you as long as you will not let them change you. So that's definitely a goal, is to keep that humbleness. I'm a religious person, so I do believe that everything that I do, I hope it's for the glory of Him, and it is to further my people, show them a way, and to actually just be a resource. So I definitely want to stay true and keep that drive, and why I'm running right now. I want to keep that going.
Okay.
That passion.
Okay. Well, anything that I can do to help you, I'm here. So let me know.
I need you, brother.
Nah, you don't.
Your prayers, your encouragement, all of that. Like all of that stuff works, man. I had every reason to give up. You know what? I'm telling you, I amazed myself. People amazed at me, but look, I'm amazed too. It's been a really long journey, but we are dope people, right? And we are used to persevering. We don't want to be this, this strong and this persistent, but we have to. It's just still that way. So,
hey, did you play sports in high school?
I did. Mm-hmm.
Which sport?
Softball.
Softball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you probably struck out just as many times as you hit the ball.
Absolutely. Especially in the beginning.
But you kept swinging.
Absolutely.
Right, because you wanted to get better.
And that's pushing the culture.
Right.
That in itself is pushing the culture. It's been way too long, that dream since MLK, plenty of people, plenty of our ancestors that came along now, Black leaders that had this same vision, and then here we are. I think that we have to definitely continue to push.
I just think, like, when you are a particular people that can never become extinct, like, then time is on your side.
Yes. Yeah.
You can never become extinct. Like, you can never become extinct. You got all the time in the world.
It's not the fastest, but the one who endured the longest.
Who endures the longest.
Mm-hmm.
But doing that endurance, you got to make some type of progress, though. Like, you gotta progress, right?
Correct.
And in that marathon, you're gonna have periods of stagnation too, right?
Correct.
You're gonna have periods where you're stagnant, but you're gonna keep moving forward because you cannot become extinct.
Correct. It's a good one, brother. Correct.
So, that's where I am. I'm just trying to do my part to, make sure that anybody that hear me or know me leave the conversation with something that will help them. Right? Like, I don't care if I told them directions to a store.
As long as it's gonna help.
As long as it's gonna help, right? And I think that's what we should be doing. So now the second question is, I need for you to name me 3 famous Black people, but they can't be athletes or entertainers.
Okay. Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
Is definitely one. And I thought of her, the quote before joining your show tonight. And I feel like that often when she said, I could have freed more slaves if they knew that they were slaves. So definitely her. So many. How do I narrow it down? Definitely Martin Luther King Jr. And my mom.
Okay. All right. So listen. The Monday after you win,
Okay.
right? I'm gonna bring you back on the show for not a whole show because I got someone scheduled. That'll be like November the 8th. So I got someone scheduled for November the 8th. But
Okay.
I'm gonna bring you back on the show in the beginning, and you're gonna have to tell my viewing audience when me and my wife can actually come and get our steak dinner.
That same, if I win, then y'all come next weekend before the 8th. That same week, y'all come any day that week, and we're gonna eat us a large steak, whatever kind you want, porterhouse, T-bone, whatever. I got you. If I win, that is
nice steak, but you're gonna win. You're gonna win.
Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the belief. And that's where it all starts. We have to start believing in one another more and believing in ourselves, but also believing in one another. So I appreciate that. And that's also pushing culture. Believing in each other. I know it's hard, but we have to.
If you know what you're doing is right, like if you just it ain't even about belief. You know it's right.
I know it's right.
You like if you know what you're doing is right, it transcends belief.
Correct.
Right? It transcends belief. Like it's not even a belief no more. It's like bone marrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a part of you. So
Correct.
no one can take it from you. No one. You can only lose it. It can't be taken away.
Correct. Yeah. We can only give that power away. Correct.
You can only lose it, right? So just keep doing what you're doing, right?
Yes, sir.
Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm proud of you. And my daughter's up there in that county, so if I have any vested interest in the outcome of the election, is because my daughter is in that county and she goes to school.
Absolutely.
In that county. So I don't know the other candidates, but I know you, and if I was in that county, I would vote for you.
And I am your only person of color candidate. So our board is already all white, and I'm also your only Black woman running.
That don't mean nothing. Remember what I told you? I can't say it on there. Remember what I told you?
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah. And see, in the primaries, I mean, because you and I was talking about the primaries, and that's when I told you, well, I'm still nervous, but yeah, I definitely do.
I already told you. That's good. That's good. Okay, so I gotta get off here, but it's been a pleasure. And everyone, Dejuana Bigelow, Burlington City, vote Bigelow.
Yes.
If you want to be on the right side of history. All right. Thank you, Dejuana.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And please tell the wife that I said hello, and I look forward to that steak dinner.
Okay, no doubt. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss Dejuana Bigelow. She running for Burlington City Council. Nice young lady. As I told her in the show, I did the show heavy-hearted, and the interview actually helped me get my mind off what I experienced today. I recently lost my aunt today. Someone who had raised me, someone who loved me unconditionally, someone who did whatever she could do for me. And she passed today. And I feel guilty. Cause I really never mind. My aunt passed. Her name was Betty Adams. I'm gonna miss my aunt. So I'm gonna sign off and say, remember, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing. Peace.
Rock me real slowly. Put a bib on me. I'm just like a baby drooling over you. The things you do.